As I said to the players, and one highlight of this job is that when former greats come in, I never want to miss an opportunity for them to talk to them. And Jim Cruz had an opportunity to do that today, and that was special. It was the first time he's had a chance to visit with them. But when these players came, especially a couple of years ago, they didn't have it like John did. They didn't have it like Jim Cruz did. They didn't have it like Eric Gordon did, like all the players before. They didn't have anybody in here to look up to. They didn't have anybody in here to teach them the way. They literally, when you look at Verdell and when you look at Tommy and you look at Matt, they didn't have anybody to recruit them. I mean, they were recruited in riding around in a golf cart or going to spring football practice or driving around the campus. They didn't have all of that. And along the way, what's happened is these players have become the face of the program. And that's why it's so important to me and so important to all of us here that they are successful, because what they mean to the present day Indiana family and what they mean to the future family is really, really important. These guys have done a phenomenal job of building this program, recruiting some of the ones that you see back there like Victor and Will, but most importantly what they just did in this recruiting class. Without a doubt, one of the greatest selling points that we have at Indiana University are our players. And these guys have backed that up. And that's why I want to see them be successful here and successful for so many years down the road, because it's so different for them. They're the ones that are bridging the gap here, and we've just got to keep making sure that we keep working to the fact that they leave a legacy here on the court, as well as what they're doing to make this program better. We would not be recruiting at the level we are right now without our players. And I can't make that any more definitive than that. Players that spearhead parts of this and have prior relationships, certainly those things are very, very valuable. But it's the way the team has come together. And there's a lot of different ways to form leadership. But this group is forming leadership. You may not get to see a lot of Corey Barnett on the court, but there's not a much more valuable guy to this program in the sense of bonding his teammates and making it better. And I single him out because he doesn't get singled out on the court just yet. But that's the kind of stuff that makes this program what it is. And I'm proud of it, and I hope you find places in your video, and I hope you find places in your stories to make sure that the headline reads, we would not be doing this without them, without these current players. They did not have anybody in here to teach them the ropes. Frankly, we wouldn't have wanted anybody to teach them the ropes. You know that, I know that. They're the ones that are doing this job. And for that, I've said it privately, but I publicly say thank you for what you continue to do, and let's keep it rolling. All right, thank you, guys. Thank you. You stay if you want. If they've got someone in that class, they're welcome to stay. And again, they can't talk recruiting. Now, individually, when you look at this class, I'll start in the order that they signed. Austin Etherington. I remember the first time I saw him play in an open gym workout, and he had been injured his sophomore year, and there was no doubt we saw enough inside of that first workout to go back the next week. And from that, we got hooked on this young man's athletic ability, on his ability to shoot the ball, his ability to build a physical nature, even though he wasn't that physical type of kid. But the thing I love is he loves basketball. He's got a high level of athletic upside. In this summer is when he really, really started to take shape. And one thing that's big in our recruiting, I've said it to you before, I'll say it again, we want to recruit year-round winners. And certainly Austin is that way, whether it's the wintertime, whether it's the summertime. He's a year-round winner. And when you look at what he's doing and when you look at the way he has played in high school, I think he's just scratching the surface as a player. He shoots the ball at a high rate. This summer what he showed is he's going to be a very good defensive player. He's got to continue to get better with his mid-range. He's got to continue to get better with his left hand. But those are all things we'll get better at. What he's got right now is a winning mindset, a winning spirit, and a toughness. And those are the things that we've seen over a period of time that really attract us. This problem? Good. As far as today, as I said to him this morning or this afternoon when I got the call right before his announcement, is that from the moment we got here, Cody Zeller has been a priority to the program. And without a doubt. Long before I met him, long before we got to know the Zeller family, long before we spent a lot of time recruiting him, there was no question that Cody Zeller was going to be a major priority to the program. 2.5 years later, we feel very, and I'll lead the way with this, extremely humbled to have gotten that phone call today that he is coming in. It always drives me nuts when people overuse terms like grateful and humble. Today was a stunning moment because in this situation, you never allow yourself the luxury of feeling like you've got something done. You never allow your personal feelings to overtake and become the emotional part of it. You just have to keep working full steam ahead. But it would have been so hard to lose Cody Zeller. The basketball player is outstanding. The future that he has in basketball is one thing. It would have been so hard to lose that young man from coming in here from a personal standpoint and what he means to others that are around him. Jim Crews just gave our a team a speech about being a great teammate. When I look at Cody Zeller, I see a great teammate. I see a young man that's got mental toughness that's not normal. I see a young man that's got an endurance and a will about him that is going to pay dividends for Indiana and for many, many years after that. He's obviously a year-round winner in the programs that he's in. He plays for one of the finest coaches in all of high school basketball, in Gene Miller, and the proof is there in his record. But getting to know Cody, getting to know his family, much like Austin and his family, it would have been an absolute shame for all of us not to be surrounded by those guys and what they mean as people. The basketball is going to be without question. There's no doubt about that. Cody will continue to improve. The rate of improvement that he's been in over the last year, and then watching where he was at in the summer to where he's at right now, enormous. And when you use that phrase, the sky is the limit, even you can put Cody Zeller's picture next to it. I mean, he really does have that. And I see no ceiling right now to that young man. And athletically, ability-wise, stature, but when you look at the entire package that he has as a human being, I think that's what makes it stand out for us. He's as good a defensive rebounder that I have ever recruited, and not just because of his size, but because of his tenaciousness. He's improved his range, he's improved his skill set. He is outstanding in the elbow area, in that free throw line area. Very good around the post, but what he's getting more than ever now is that ability to shoot the ball with range. And athletically, he's skyrocketing. So when you look at all the things that you want in a player outside of basketball, number one, academic discipline. Number two, athletic upside. And number three, intelligence and character, okay, which I think go hand in hand. They've got it. Cody's got it, Austin's got it. And it's a very special time for our program to add those two. It's awesome that they are great friends, that they are roommates in the summertime. And to have them come in here and be a part of this is going to mean a lot for us down the road. What it means in the short term for me and what it means for the Hoosier Nation, all right, is obvious when you look at the talents, when you look at the rankings, the statistics. What they may not understand is how strong a family atmosphere is in Indiana right now. When it comes to our president, when it comes to our administration, when it comes to the different academic institutions that we utilize, certainly in the sense of Cody with the Kelly Business School, and in Austin's case as well, when it comes to Fred Glass, Scott Dolson, the entire team of people in the athletic department, when you look at the students, when you look at the fans, there's such a unification right now that I think is helping us more than anything that I could ever say or write or do. There is a feeling around here right now with the young kids, okay, with maybe some other upperclassmen in the different class groups, but certainly with these two young men that just envelop and bring these people in because there's a feeling. And that's what you want most people to make their decision on anyways, is how they feel. Well, if they feel anywhere close to how I feel, to be around this school, to be around this fan base, to be around this administration, to be around that group of players, but now very specifically to be around this coaching staff, then we've got a lot of good things coming.